What's going on, everybody? It is, if I'm not mistaken, I looked at my watch and it said Tuesday. And it's 11 a.m. And if I'm correct again, that means you're in the beatdown. And you're at the right place at the right time. Am I right on that?
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I didn't expect to see us moving around, though. I don't know if I should say that and people will know what I mean when I say that. But if you've been watching the show lately, you should be surprised we're moving around too. Normally you're permanently fixed before the show, so I was had my stoic look on. I had to quickly change that up to my impromptu happy look. See, I know they look very similar, but they're different. Trust me.
That's impromptu happy?
Yeah.
Come on, show me shocked. We're shocked. Wow, that's amazing. You, my friend, should be a private investigator because you are the master of disguises.
I'm trying to tell you.
You almost fooled me into thinking that you're actually interested.
Yeah, it took a while. Took a while, bro. Rome wasn't built in a day.
No, you're right. You're right. Rome was not built in a day. But Romeo died in a minute.
Introduce you to the greatest combat sports show bar none. You are now in the Beatdown.
You wanna get beat down?
Let us now introduce you to your host, the Badger, and
Hey everybody, welcome to the Beatdown. You in the place where you need to be right now, where we discuss everything combat sports and everything else. We kind of talk about a little bit of everything, so don't get shocked and don't get upset. Get inspired to comment so we can talk about that too. So, hey, my partner's here today. He's got his clean. That's the same fishing hat, but in the same shades. Bro, do you have like a Slim Jim sitting next to you? Or a Marlboro Light?
No, I can't say that I do, bro.
Okay. That's what's missing right there.
Yeah.
You look like you're ready.
I can go out and catch something.
Yeah, or commentate on NASCAR, which you are more than qualified to do. A lot of people don't realize that
I don't know about more than qualified, but I got a little bit of game. I know a little bit about a little bit, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, he, like I, had no choice. We had to learn to love NASCAR because it was on in our households. Now, he may not, but he was telling me that because he understood the steepness of the Monster Mile. If you don't watch NASCAR, you will not know how steep the embankments are on the Monster Mile.
Yeah, man. That's amazing, bro. I still don't know how to, man. Some of the things those people can do, the things that humans can do, right? But yeah, watching guys zip around the track, and the Monster Mile is really tough. Bristol track is only a half a mile.
Right.
So yeah, they get even smaller than that, man. You don't realize how short a mile is until you stand in the middle of it. It's like, wait a minute, what? These cars going by here close to 200 miles an hour. It's pretty impressive to see. But as we digress, man, we're here for therapy, man. We're in the place that everybody should want to be. How you doing this fine Tuesday morning, my friend?
Listen, I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. I'm doing well. I'm here at the Palace this morning, if y'all don't recognize. I'm over at the Queen Mother's house at the Palace. She allowed me to come in and do the show on location. I don't have too many locations I can go to. But I feel exhilarated, like liberated when I leave the confines of the dungeon. And I can come somewhere like to the Palace and do the show.
Well, yeah, man, absolutely. I tell you one thing, brother. You're right, man. We don't have many locations. Who knows? We should be putting that on the list of things we want to get accomplished. Then we might pop at a local spot near you, maybe.
Exactly. And if you're lucky enough, we should hold a contest that people who are within Central Florida, we'd come to a show from their house, but they got to like feed us and stuff.
Ooh. I don't know, bro. I don't know how many homes you're gonna get invited into, but I guess you should walk in first. Bro,
No,
listen.
I'll throw my hat in the door.
You gonna throw your hat, you just leave with the hat, just toss the hat in there?
The hat gets shot or comes back out, we ain't going in.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, look, we should probably just not go in to begin with. I don't think that'll work out well. Either one of us.
Deion Sanders did it. He was invited into the Jackson State community, and somebody invited him in and brought his camera crew in, and they fed him and they sang hymns, and it was a beautiful experience. And Deion got all fat and sassy sitting there with this food, homemade food flying around, and you know, he almost forgot that he was from Fort Myers.
Fort Myers.
Oh my, yeah,
Fort Myers.
yeah. Listen, man, I want to announce it so bad, but I'm gonna hold off. We're gonna announce something Thursday. We're gonna announce something.
Yeah, let's hold off. Yeah, we hold off on it, man.
We
We'll give everything we got right now.
We got that.
We ain't gotta give it them all. Yeah. We can build up a little suspense to it, man. I'm sure they gonna come check us out anyway. But yeah, definitely we'll have something for you on Thursday. Most definitely on Thursday.
I'm really excited about it.
Oh, look, and he only gets excited for food. So the fact that he's excited says a lot about this particular situation. So y'all make sure that y'all tune in because this is going to be
and let me correct you.
Orbit-changing news.
I don't get excited for food. I get excited about food. There's a big difference.
Oh, there it is. I stand corrected. He gets excited about food. Excited about this, bro. Today is a R N H. I can't say the N, but R means real. The H means holiday. Happy 37th birthday to Andre Ward, one of the greatest ever. Lace him up, bro. What does Andre Ward fit on your Mount Rushmore? Doesn't that even make it?
Andre Ward is, if he's on my Mount Rushmore of fighters, correct me if I'm wrong, but he retired undefeated, right?
Absolutely.
Cleaned out
his entire career.
Cleaned out 2 divisions. 168 and 175, if I'm correct, right?
Yep.
Andre Ward, if Canelo would have retired today, he would still be underneath Andre Ward. Julio Cesar Chavez is underneath Andre Ward.
But here's the thing too that I don't want the people to forget. And I know it doesn't really matter at this juncture, but also an undefeated amateur career and a gold medal.
Andre Ward is in my top. Oh my goodness. I have to put him in my top 3 boxers of all time.
All time.
All time. I have to.
ATG. Andre Ward is an ATG all-time GOAT.
And let's let people know. Coming up soon, you need to stay tuned because we're going to do this in prime time. You all are going to see the first inductees. It's probably going to be in the next couple months. But you're going to see the first inductees into the Fighter Share Hall of Fame. This is the only one that ever matters.
Whoa, say it again for the people, bro. We're going to be doing what?
We're going to have the Fighter Share Hall of Fame.
Share Hall of Fame.
My brother over here came up with this brilliant idea. And we got to do it. We got to do it. And listen, some people think they're too good to be in our Hall of Fame. But they're going to understand this is the only one that really matters. This is the one that counts. The Fighter Share Hall of Fame.
Dang, man, that means we got to get some sponsors because we got to send out jackets and rings. What else we got to send out, bro? We got to do the whole thing, right? They get a ring, a jacket. What else they get?
They get the hat.
Man.
And quiet as it's kept, you know, this only came up last night. So I'm working on a sponsor. We want to give them a Hall of Fame belt.
So that'd be our gift to them. So is a belt different though? Maybe we should come up with a Fighter Share Nation. How about you all drop some comments? Let us know what you think the Fighter Share Hall of Fame
should include.
Merch should be. What should it be? What should be our recognizable feature? Should it be a belt? Should it be a ring? Should it be a jacket? Should it be a cup of beer? I don't know. Give us some creative ideas. We need some ideas, but I like where this is going. This sounds like
Chalice.
What was that?
A chalice.
A chalice.
In the words of Bishop Don Juan, a chalice.
That is very ethnic. However, I will let that slide. I think that would possibly work. A chalice could be.
Don't get me started, because I give him a scepter.
A scepter. Wow, I don't know how you can manufacture a scepter.
Oh, you can buy them. I've seen them. You can get scepters engraved, and yeah.
Okay, well, let's not give away all the ideas. Like I said, drop a comment below. Y'all let us know what y'all think. It should be what should be recognized. Because like you said, this is the only one that matters. So it has to be good. And it has to be scalable, guys. It can't be something that's too big for us to present or ship off for mail. So
we're not going to give out boxing cups that are plated.
Bro, for the last time, stop giving away all the great ideas, okay? Everybody knows that you need groin protectors in combat sports.
Now that you're retired.
Don't spoil this for me, bro. We need all the help we can get. This is going to be legendary. All right? So, yeah, y'all make sure y'all chat in with us and give us some ideas. We want to hear what y'all got.
And I want to kind of piggyback off this because you asked me where I thought that Andre Ward sat in my Mount Rushmore. He's more in my pantheon. Because eventually, Mount Rushmore is going to wear and tear and crumble. But that pantheon will remain.
Okay, you went deep on me there. I wasn't expecting. I wasn't, you kind of hit me, a little deep with that one. But I hear you.
Now,
okay, I see what you did.
You asked me about Andre Ward coming out of retirement to fight Canelo, right?
Indeed, I did.
He would beat Canelo. I just don't want him to come out of retirement because Canelo is just skilled and look, anything can happen, bro.
What I'm trying to figure out, my friend, is what have you the change of energy, bro? Last week you was like, man, Ward should stay retired.
I still believe that.
But he cannot beat Canelo. He's the baddest man on the planet.
I didn't say he couldn't beat him. I didn't say he couldn't beat him. I said there's a chance.
The odds were unlikely that he got that. The odds were high that Canelo wouldn't that fight. That's what you said.
You sound like the government, just rewording stuff.
No, I backed you into the corner and made you answer that question, bro. You can, for y'all that wants to believe this guy, just go back to the episode last week. I think it might have been Beatdown last Tuesday. Yeah, it was there. You can hear clearly what my partner said.
Yes,
so
clearly. You'll hear what he failed to hear, but you will hear it. You will hear it.
Okay.
I went back and watched before I started bringing this up because I know you can go there. So
yeah.
Listen, bro.
For me, say it again, bro. I can hear you.
Got dressed up, wore my green.
You did.
Green thing.
That is not green, my friend, but it doesn't even matter.
It does in person is green. When you see it, I don't know what the light is. But yeah.
Oh, in person is green. Got it. Okay. Wow. But don't tell anybody else that's watching that.
If I need to bring the Queen Mother in here to advise green, huh?
No, just don't tell anybody else that because,
listen,
not with you.
It's green. Man,
bro, they know you got a vision problem. This is not helping the credibility that we're trying to build right now, bro. Let's just back away from this. Okay?
It's because of the camera angles. Because y'all know his head is a lot bigger than mine, and when you look at it like this, it looks. Let me sit back. Yeah, it's more realistic.
I don't know what just happened, but bro, Andre Ward is personally he is one of my all-time goats. There's a case that I can make Andre Ward the greatest fighter of all time, and I don't think anybody will stop talking boxing or combat sports to me if I made such a prognostication. But I will say this: there's something mystical and magical about people that we didn't get a chance to see, right? The Jack Johnsons, the Henry Armstrongs, the Sugar Ray Robinsons. So because those people live in lore far preceding our day, I don't think that I could honestly put Andre Ward in that category, right? And that's how it's going to be for kids that look back on Wilt Chamberlain or kids that look back on Michael Jordan. Those players would be mythical to them. So to almost be as like, well, those are just like those are like gods, right? Those are like the founders of the sport. So, and that's how these generations behind us will view those people. So Andre Ward, yes, pound for pound, everything he's accomplished, he could be, somebody could make a case of being the best fighter of all time. But I think for the sake of how we view people through history, I think that the guys before him and before us, far before us, I think they just live in a mythical place that you just can't put these guys in. That makes sense.
I agree, but I would definitely put him up there with Joe Louis and Sugar Ray Robinson. Now, the big difference is not that they wanted to, but they were fighting for the people. Because there were so many places and things that African Americans, quote unquote, black folks, quote unquote, Negroes, could not do, could not go. That when they reached that level of acceptance by the white sports elite, it gave them a greater weight on their shoulders to carry. Even though Joe Louis did his barnstorming through World War II to get black people to join, which he took criticism from because of doing that, where Muhammad Ali wouldn't do that for his personal faith, and he was respected for not doing it. Where Joe Louis did it because it was expected of him to do it. But again, they each lived in different eras, different times, different things that could happen to you publicly. Joe Louis didn't have protection from the Nation of Islam. Sugar Ray Robinson didn't have protection from the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam were not afraid of the mafia. The Nation of Islam were not afraid of the government. So, Ali did things that they really were not able to do. Now, take today's time and place. Some people would say there's more Andre Ward could have done for the culture besides go about his business, get in, fight, and win. Even after he retired, he has a platform. People would say there's more he could do for the culture. But does that take away from his greatness inside the ring? Do we separate the two? Is Ali the greatest because of what he was willing to do and give up outside the ring? Did that end up bolstering him on some people's pantheons above Sugar Ray Robinson, above Jack Johnson,
look
above
the
Joe
media.
Louis?
Look, let's be clear about one thing. We are a country, we are a nation of people that are controlled by our media. We can see that the sky is clearly purple and the media will tell us it's yellow, whatever the case is. So what I'm saying to say this, Andre Ward did not fit the media's narrative of what they wanted to sell as a champion. That is devoid of who Andre Ward, the man, was. There was nothing that Andre Ward, by all accounts, up until what he's kind of been saying, kind of post his career, right? But definitely while he was fighting and was a force in the sport, Andre Ward, by and large, was someone that was a devout man of faith, a family man, a man of high principle morality, and a hard worker. So all the things that you would want in a fighter, you would want, Andre Ward had it. But what Andre Ward did not do is he didn't give you anything to write about. He gave you nothing to really attach to other than the fact he was just overwhelmingly and just convincingly that good. And sometimes when you're that much better than everybody else, that can become an issue for you when you're not someone that sells headlines, when you're not in the media for salacious things. So that was Andre Ward's problem, but I can't allow you to say that 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 had a negative impact. I think it was just a benign impact. I don't
No,
want to
no.
say negative
Let's
because
ask the question. Because Ali was willing to be that guy. He didn't look, Andre Ward didn't have to be that guy. Andre Ward just had to be Andre Ward. I was asking if Ali was put above a lot of people because he became that guy.
and
Because
that was my way of agreed, and that was my way of answering that question. That was just me turning it around. So yes, Ali, by all account, his legend grew because he was in favor of the media, but it wasn't until the media started liking him, bro. He was nothing put to that. So that same media was able to once they saw where the movement was taking him, they attached themselves to it. And now look, now he's controversial. Now he's selling more tickets, and now that he's far beyond his best, now we can say, you know what, man, wow, he was great.
right. Oh, I get that. I used to hear stories from my mom and my dad about Muhammad Ali. Like when they were hitchhiking across the country and across Canada, and Ali was calling his rounds, and the media didn't like him at all. My grandmother used to always say the only person that liked Muhammad Ali in the media and became one of his best friends and made people look at Ali for who he really was Howard Cosell.
Howard Cosell. Yeah.
And you would think Howard would have been the last person to embrace Muhammad Ali after he gave up the name Cassius Clay. But Howard Cosell had a way about him, bro. And I'm not trying to make Howard Cosell bigger than life, but Howard Cosell had a way about him that he was able to look through the BS a lot of times and call it like he saw it, which was not really popular with mainstream America. But because people understood Howard and they fell in love with Howard's mind and his way of expressing things, he was able to make it almost palatable to see Muhammad Ali for who he was. I said almost palatable because some people will never see it. A lot of people don't know Howard Cosell was the reason we have Saturday Night Live. So look that up. But I'm not detracting from Andre Ward. Look, all Andre Ward had to do was what he did. Didn't he come from mixed ethnicities?
Yeah, Andre Ward's dad is white.
Right.
My thing is,
but he didn't
but,
use.
But no, he didn't really talk about it at much at all, especially while he was fighting. But Andre Ward also has always done and been active in the community of Oakland. Him and Marshawn Lynch both. So he's always done things just kind of under the radar. He's just not a guy that wants it done. And so, a lot of these guys that are really genuine, and I'm not saying the ones that do it in front of the camera aren't. Don't get that. I'm not confusing the intent. But a lot of guys that do this stuff, they don't want it recorded. They don't want it posted on social media. They just do these things because it's really coming from a genuine place. So he's been one of those guys. So, and he's always talked about his faith for those that are believers. So he's always stood on that type of principle. So, listen. I mean, what I just think for boxers, especially African American fighters, they have to. And we've had this conversation before on this platform. They only promote you when you are a bad guy or when you have something that they feel like they can spin into something. Because we talked about it all the time. For everything that Keith Thurman has accomplished, he should be more accepted by the culture. And this is before he was quote unquote runtime Thurman. This was before he got the injuries. This is as Floyd Mayweather was really just taking fights with Conor McGregor and just trying to figure out how to go away, right? They never really embraced Keith Thurman. Why? Because he didn't really give you anything. He's a black fighter. Yeah, he's mixed, but he's black and he identifies as black. But they bought into Adrian Bronner.
Because he's
where the careers line up. And we could talk about other guys that similar stuff. There's a couple other guys out there the same way. So for me,
they bought into Floyd the same way. They bought into Floyd because of his antics. They wanted to hate Floyd. But the media brought into it because it's so, like you said, not sold newspapers, but it got clicks. people would click on your story if you were talking about Floyd. They would follow you if you were talking about Floyd. I remember where we used to work, some of the guys that I sat around every day would comment on what Floyd did or said last night or early that morning. Well, Floyd placed a $250,000 bet on this, or Floyd did this. But like to your point, nobody talks about that dude Andre who's in the community who may have bought, groceries for a family, who may have bought a car for a young lady or a young man who is walking 5 miles to get to work and also having to take their kid to school on the way. They don't talk about that. But that falls on us as well. When you start looking at black media, we don't pick up the gauntlet enough and spotlight these stories. Just like hip-hop music. Hip-hop music would have never gotten out of the disco, not the dance, but the disco, had we not picked it up and taken it to the streets enough where other ethnicities bought into it. And if we had not shown how profitable it could be. So when I say that, I agree with you. It's just, you know what? It's something that we got to be more proactive about on this show. Talking about the people even more than we do now who are doing positive things, and not just the people who are saying crazy stuff. But shout out to Andre Ward. He's the first boxer I ever heard be referenced in a Christian hip hop song. So, hey.
Yeah, okay.
Tadashi did it. Swung it hard like I'm Andre Ward. So I'm looking, who's Andre Ward? The guy that just beat Kovalev for the second time. Andre Ward was.
Oh, Kovalev.
Hey.
Dang, Sergey, things kind of just went bad downhill for Sergey after that. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
The Oracle just told me that Andre Ward had 32 fights and did not lose one. How many knockouts? 16 knockouts. 50% knockout rate.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's that guy, man. He is that guy. Bro, we got a UFC card code this weekend, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, it almost feels like, how can I describe it? So if we go like to Red Lobster, this ain't the Cheddar Bay biscuits, but is it the clam chowder? I mean, it's okay. Like if we got to pick an appetizer, we can go with the clam chowder. Like this weekend ain't the Cheddar biscuits. The Cheddar biscuits was last weekend because we got a whole meal coming up following next weekend.
Yes.
So am I correct in saying this is the clam chowder, the Red Lobster meal, bro? Is that accurate?
I don't even know.
Still dines at Red Lobster because that's all I can afford.
I don't even know if I would call it the clam chowder meal because it's not even setting the table for what we're gonna see next weekend, bro. It's not even.
What damn, bro?
Well,
so we trying to say it's water with lemon? What you trying to say?
I don't even know if it's lemon. It's just city punch.
Dang, disrespectful to Rouge Street, man. Jeez.
Bro, next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend.
But you already know that meal
We got
ain't coming
4
right out. That meal ain't coming right out. That's got to cook. You hungry, you sitting at the table. Now you want an appetizer. You mean to tell me that this
4 champions,
ain't even
3 championship fights.
That this ain't even water with a lemon? That's so disrespectful, bro.
Nah, it's not. It's like.
So what was last weekend?
Last weekend was water with lemon. It turned out to be water with lemon because the fights just ended up being that good. But it's still not an appetizer. It's not even the side salad. You listen, 4 champions in 3 championship fights. You have a champion versus champion fight. How often do you see that? How often do you see that in MMA? Name the last time you saw it. Besides Stipe and Daniel Cormier. Exactly.
Yeah, I get it, bro. But dang, I mean, you just gonna set the table. You just ain't gonna eat nothing until this time. We can get this gargantuan feast. You ain't gonna recognize the greatness of that Listen, whatever happens this weekend or next weekend ain't gonna trump that knockout that we saw because Curtis Blade's still asleep. So
Yeah.
hey, matter of fact, we got to induct Curtis Blade. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
We'll talk about that. But listen, man, it's kind of disrespectful, bro. But I'm rolling with you on that. So anyway, let's talk about this card, man. Who we got? I know you and the Oracle trying to pull it up. Rouge and Streak is in the main event. What's the guy? Who is he fighting?
I'm pulling it up now. Wait a minute. This is February 27th.
Yes.
UFC Vegas 20. Rouge and Streak versus Cyril Gain.
Cyril Gagne. Okay, yes, right. Listen, let me tell you something. You're disrespectful, my friend, because if you knew anything about Cyril Gagne, you would know that this fight is at least one with a limit. And guess what? It might end up being a garden salad. Bro, Cyril Gagne is a real threat in the heavyweight division. I've been watching him fight. You saw him, he fought on the card of, I want to say right before the year ended, he fought a heavyweight fight. He's from France, bro. He is an athlete. He is a striker, kickboxer, bro. I like this dude. He can fight. He legit, bro. It's might end up being a good fight. Hey, if Rouge and Streak can't line him up, this is gonna be a long night for him. Mark my words, you heard it right here first.
Again, City Punch.
What?
It's going. I'm not saying.
Well, listen, man, you ain't at the same table. I thought we was at the same table.
If you're
waiting, I'm gonna be.
If you are, if you are thirsty enough, you'll drink the City Punch. Because beyond the chunks of stuff that's in the water, it's still water. Your body will flush out all the toxins, and most of them at least, and use the water that it can use for nourishment.
And this is.
At least I didn't say it was like drinking out the Hudson.
I don't know about that. I'm from Florida, but listen, I will say this: that is you being bougie. You have been spoiled. Is what you've been. That's what's happening right now, and you're not recognizing the things you should be thankful for. How about a little gratitude for this fight this weekend, bro? This is gonna be better than you think. Listen, I'm telling you right now.
I'm so glad.
The real Gagne is the real deal, bro.
I'm so glad I didn't grow up in your household with you, because I know your mama spoiled you, but I'm glad I wasn't your child. Daddy, can I have ice in my water? You're spoiled. Sit down. I can see this. You had ice in your grandmother's house. You don't have ice here.
Listen. Hey, man, you got to have gratitude sometimes, man. You got to be thankful for the small things, brother. So, yes.
Well,
you got a cup,
doing
right?
the Marines at 13, just to get, it's got to be easier than this. It's got to be easier.
Oh, man, that is too funny, bro. That is funny.
It's going to be a good card, man. I take nothing from it. I like Rouge and Streak. I especially like the way Francis Ngannou punked him and then put him out.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
If you're going to nominate Curtis Blade, you got to nominate Rouge and Streak.
Listen, but wait, hold on. Now, we're going to talk about this off air, but, bro, when we start talking Hall of Fame, listen, like I told you, the selection committee of 2, that's a lot of people got satisfied, bro. So you got to be tough. You got to be special to get into this hall, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, some years we might not even have any nominees, bro, because we just going to be that strict. Curtis Blade's going in the hall, bro. I don't know about Rouge Street, but Curtis is going, so you know I'm going with this. So let's talk about this.
So is Burchell.
Off air. I can see we can make.
You see the way he went out, bro.
Listen, but Burchell had a bunch of mini. What they call them? A bunch of mini. What they call them? Little mini strokes. He had a few of them
before the big one.
Then the big one took him out. He was already compromised. No, I'm talking about. Here's the big one. Is it? I'm about that one. The big one.
So Ben Askren is in there as well.
Yes, Ben is there. See, we talk about that type of stuff. Yeah, we get that's what we talking about.
Who was the dude, buddy, that Oh,
Hey, let's not give him too much, bro.
no, Divas and
Let's
Figueroa.
not give him too much.
Or Figueroa, the one he put in the guillotine. Okay, all right.
That was good, but not listen. Listen.
Ben Askren takes the cake.
When we're icons, bro, we have to think iconic. So we'll leave it at that. But yeah, so that's where we're going with that, man. Y'all better listen. Y'all better get that award ready for us, man. Y'all tell us what this thing might be, man.
Yeah.
Never know. It might have to be at. Nah, that's my thing. It can't be right now. What else we got, bro?
Well, that's gonna be
what else,
decent fight. I mean,
card?
You've got Nikita Krylov versus Magomed Ankalaev. We've seen both of them fight. It's gonna be a decent fight. It's gonna be a decent fight. I mean, nothing special. You got Pedro Munoz versus Jimmy Rivera.
Jimmy Rivera, yeah. Puerto Rican guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So the main card only has 3 fights.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be locked in for those.
And in case you all are wondering, it is February 27th. Main card starts at 8 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Prelims are on ESPN Plus at 5 p.m. You got like 2 women fighting on the prelims, if I'm not mistaken. You have Montana De La Rosa versus Mera Bueno Silva. And then you have Alexis Davis versus Sabina Mazo.
Bro, is this not the card Angela Hill was on? Isn't she on this card?
Angela Hill is supposed to be on this card. And she's going to be on the main card. They just don't have
the main card, right. Oh, okay, got it. All right. Because I knew I was... See, look at you. You do all that thirst trapping for Angela Hill, and then you get on here and forget she got to fight.
I don't forget. She won't respond to anybody's DMs.
Oh, okay.
But I see you on other shows, Angela.
Ooh.
You on other... But you won't even respond to come do this.
Relax. You got to relax, bro.
We've been repping you and pumping you and posting and talking about you for over a year.
Oh man, get out your emotions, bro. Relax. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
So if we serve liquor on the show, you come on.
It is, bro. It is fine. Relax.
I'm still repping Angela Hill. I am. Look, bro. Hey, never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So Black History Month. We got any facts for today, bro? Kind of walked off the reservation with that a little bit, bro.
I got a Black History fact for you. We still black in America.
That can't change, bro. Yo boy, Erica Berlinga might be fighting back here at the crib, bro. Sometime towards the summer. They think about Miami Kissimmee. Are you hyped and were you going to see Erica Berlinga if he fights here at home, bro?
That's a tough one, bro, because I'm really not trying to put myself in any crowd. But that might be a good fight, though. Hey, who's the last person?
Word on the streets is that it might be Desmond Nicholson, your homeboy from the DMV. He's out of that gym, Coach Barry Hunter. Hey, bro, you got some ties. You might need to get down there, bro.
Hey, bang them.
Might need to get down there, you know. Go see Coach Barry and them guys, and at the same time, you know, check on Berlinga, bro. That might be a thing.
Check out our interviews. If you want to see a good interview with a super cold old school player, and I said super cold old school player for a reason, watch our interview with Barry Hunter. Just watch the interview with Barry Hunter. At any moment, we figured Barry Hunter might snap and left hook one of us, and I was the one voted to do the interview. Very cool dude, but you just know at any moment he would just pop off and just cuss you out, and then probably talk to you later. Barry Hunter is cool.
Yeah, Coach Barry Hunter was dope. We also got to interview Erica Berlinga.
Yeah,
we interviewed Edgar about 3 or 4 years ago. Make sure you check it out. We've been doing this for a while, man. But, bro, so you mean to tell me if that fight happens, especially if it's in Kissimmee, you're not going? Oh, man. Okay. All right.
I'll go. If you're going, I'll go.
I see. No, I ain't, bro. I admire your dedication to it, bro. I, my friend, have had COVID fatigue for quite some time, so I can't guarantee that I'm not gonna go. So yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye out for that, bro.
Hey, we want to remind y'all, don't forget that light heavyweight tournament for Bellator is coming up in April. So you'll be able to catch all that on Showtime. It's going to be coming up over several months. You definitely don't want to miss the beginning of the tournament on April 16th. Now, they start off with shows on April 2nd and then on April 9th. But that April 16th, you got, this is going to be good. You got Anthony Johnson against the Badgers boy, Yoel Romero. And you got Vadim Nemkov versus Phil Davis for a title. So it's a title fight.
What weekend is this on Bellator?
This is going to be April 16th.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. It's a little ways off. Yeah, the light heavyweight tournament. Yeah.
It's going to be good, man. And then you got Juan Archuleta versus Sergio Pettis. That's another title fight on May 7th on Showtime. But all these fights, April 2nd, oh, that's a title fight. Patricio Freire versus Manuel Sanchez.
Yeah.
That's a title fight. Bellator's got him lined up, bro.
Hey, one thing I can't let you forget about, and I know it'll get buried, so we need to talk about it now. And hopefully, when people chime in and join the chat on future shows leading up to this event, they'll remind us to also keep talking about it. Bro, the Clarissa Shields fight is March 5th. It's an all-woman star-studded cast of who's who in combat sports. Holly Holm is going to be doing some ringside commentary along with Claudia Trejos. I love Claudia's hair, boy. It's just such a brilliant, shimmery, like silverish. I like the way she rocks that hair. Anyway, yeah, so you got her, and then Clarissa, she's defending the belt on the card, and some good undercards, bro.
What belt?
We got to tune in and support the women, bro. All the belts Clarissa got.
I thought it was an MMA fight, but this is boxing?
No, this is boxing first, yeah.
Okay, what
this
channels?
March 5th in Flint. It's pay-per-views. I think is it Fight TV? I have to.
Okay. It's pay-per-view, an all-woman pay-per-view. That's much needed.
Yep.
But Clarissa, and I'm saying this because I'm a fan. I'm saying this because I enjoy your work. You got a number of women out here that say you put your track shoes on and you've been running marathons away from them. I wish you would come on and answer that. We put a forum together just so you can come on and address some of the people that say you really don't want it. I know you say you want to smoke. We've had people come on this show that says you really don't want to smoke. Now, the Badger's been able to interview you in the past. We've been fans ever since your first gold medal. So we're hoping that this isn't true. Hoping. I see he stayed quiet on this one. I ain't scared to call out the stuff that I'm seeing. I believe in you.
Yeah. So this weekend, I thought we had a quiet weekend of boxing. I forgot there is a fight on Showtime this weekend, is it not, my friend?
Oh my goodness, who is it?
If I am not mistaken, is this Darrell versus Davis weekend?
It may be. And
Kyron Davis against Anthony Darrell. Is that this weekend on Showtime?
Kyron is a friend of the show. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Clarissa at that one promoting next week's fight as well.
Let's see, I think.
Good to have an organized show.
Yes, Saturday, February 27th on Fox at 8 p.m.
On Fox.
Yes, sir. Saturday night.
Saturday night on Fox at 8 p.m. Guess we'll be talking about that on the formal show tomorrow. Anthony Darrell versus Kyron Davis. Go back and look, because we had Kyron on for an interview.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, Kyron is out of Delaware, right?
Yes. He's from Delaware, training out of Coach Breadman's Gym in Philly.
Man.
Yeah, we had both of them on over the summer, and yeah, both were very good interviews. Kyron Davis is a smart kid, and he's another one of these kids, man, that have, like, I think Coach referred to him as having that edge to him. Can be a mean kid, can be a dog, and he ain't from the hood, he ain't from the projects, he's from a stable home with both parents and all that, but get in the ring, we finna fight.
Yeah.
You're gonna see that Saturday night.
Listen,
You're gonna
anger
see that
and ferociousness.
I know.
Go ahead.
What you say? I couldn't hear you.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, now what I am intrigued about is Kyron taking this fight at 168. He's not a natural 168. I thought Kyron was a natural 160. Because remember, he was a 54 when he moved up quick from that to 60.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there for the time being, but now he's taking this fight at 68. Darrell is a weathered, grizzled vet who's going to come to fight, but his best days are behind him. But however, a win against Kyron kind of keeps him right kind of in that, mandatory contender, right there spot for another run at that belt at 68. I don't know if he can beat any of those guys that have belts, but a win here keeps him there. This is a WBC eliminator, if I'm not mistaken. So this a win here keeps him in the conversation. A loss here, and he's probably on his way out.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about that. It's interesting you ask who has more to gain from this fight. Again, we don't really feel like he's going to beat anybody, that Darrell will beat anybody at 168, and not that he doesn't have the ability, but it's just from what we've seen over the last couple years. There's a tough
one. But who has more to gain is definitely Darrell. He loses and he's on his way out. Now, the interesting thing part about with Kyron Davis is I'm just trying to figure out why he took the fight at 68. Now, I remember when Coach was on the show, he did tell us that Kyron had caught COVID, and that was right before because he was supposed to fight earlier in the summer, and that fight got bumped. So I wonder if that inactivity, and he did talk about Kyron being a naturally big kid to a naturally solid kid. So I wonder if COVID and then that additional time off, maybe it's been harder for him to get back down to 60?
Possibly. That I would believe.
Because unlike the weight classes below them, 68 is where you get the biggest gap. That's that 8-pound gap. You see, that's not like 54 to 47 to 47 to 40 or 40 to 35 or 35 to 30. That gap's small. That 60 to 68 gap is big. So I'm not sure why Kyron would take that fight that weight unless he couldn't come down.
Right. Listen, either way, I'm looking forward to seeing this fight.
Yeah. Now, the question that I think you knew I was going to ask because you didn't ask it was who we're going to learn more about in this fight. We're definitely going to learn more about Kyron Davis in this fight than we are about Anthony Darrell. We already know what Anthony Darrell is. On his best day, we already know what he's going to be.
Right.
We get to see Kyron have to get
dirty
up that mountain, and we're trying to figure out if he's ready for that step, and we're going to find out about that on Saturday. This fight.
You know what? We're not. Listen, we don't pick winners, but we're going to know within the first 3 rounds who's going to win this fight. I believe by the end of the 3rd round, it'll be clear who's going to win this fight.
Well, yeah, because I don't think these fighters view each other as equals. I think that's the issue. Now, we do know that Kyron Davis spent some time down with Coach Kevin Cunningham training and sparring with Erica Berlinga. Now, Kyron and Anthony Darrell sparred at some point. then maybe there was some familiarity there, like we saw with Kamar Usman and Tyrone, Gilbert Burns. And I'm not saying these guys are friends or teammates, none of that. I'm just saying if they sparred before and they kind of worked it kind of enough with each other, kind of know who's where, who knows who's better or who, then that's probably why this fight was made. Because I don't really see. I mean, Kyron could have fought someone else. He didn't have to fight Anthony Darrell. And Anthony Darrell didn't have to take a fight with Kyron Davis. He probably could have picked somebody that maybe stylistically fit him better, or maybe I don't know. I just think that when both these guys agreed to this fight, I think somebody knows something here.
Yeah. Look, I know one thing. I'm going to be watching Fox Saturday night.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch this fight. Listen, bro. 3 guys died, and they met at the gates of glory. And St. Peter was looking at him and said, you guys know why you're here, how you died. And one guy says, yeah. He said, I came home, and I saw somebody else's shoes at my doorstep, so I knew my wife was cheating. So I went in looking, and when I got to the balcony, I saw some guy hanging off by his fingertips. So I took my hammer and I hit his hand with my hammer, and he dropped 7 stories to the bushes below. And I saw he was still moving, so I saw the deep freezer on my balcony, and I took my deep freezer and I pushed it over the edge of the balcony, and it landed right on him, and it killed him. But then I had a heart attack, and I died. So St. Peter said, okay. So he looked at the next guy. He said, how'd you die? He said, look, I saw a kid. I was on the 8th floor, and I saw a kid on the 6th floor who was hanging off his balcony. Looked like he was going to drop to his death. So I scaled from my balcony down to the 7th floor. And as I was trying to move over where he is so I could kick my legs and get onto his balcony and save him, somebody hit my hand with the hammer, and I dropped into the bushes. So as I was gathering myself, I looked up, and a deep freezer came down and landed on me, and I died. So St. Peter looked at the third guy and said, well, how'd you die? He said, I was in the freezer.
Bro.
Called being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah. So many questions. Not enough answers. Not enough time. Bro, that was pretty good, though. That was pretty good. Look, when you do well, bro, I give you your flowers, bro. That was pretty good. Normally, I'm a little critical of you, but that was pretty good. So you should give yourself a round of applause, bro. A round of applause. That was
Thanks, bro. You don't say that enough.
Man, and I gotta do better, bro. I gotta give you.
Oh.
All right. Well, we're up against it, my friend. What we got?
Listen, we want y'all to tune in tomorrow for our he keeps saying more refined show. So, all right, I'll let him talk about that. Thank the Queen Mother for allowing me to come to the palace to do the show today. And if I don't mess up too bad while I'm here, maybe tomorrow she lets me down her doorstep again to come here and do the show again today. Stay tuned, bro, because I'm in talks with a couple guys. We're going to get on one night and do your mama jokes and your daddy jokes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just for some humor. It's not going to be any pay-per-click or anything. We're just going to invite people to come on and join. And I'm inviting some comedian friends of mine to come on, and it's going to be one-liners and parent jokes.
That's going to be hilarious.
One joke you will not hear. We're trying to stay away from the old jokes, the real old jokes. But I heard one the other day I thought was hilarious. When dude said, your daddy is so black, when he was riding his motorcycle, he got arrested and cited for having tinted windows.
Wait, what?
I was like,
black.
He was riding a motorcycle.
On a motorcycle?
Got cited for tinted windows. Oh. Like, that was wrong. That's dark. It's one I used to use, and if I give it out now, well, yeah, I give it out now. I got in trouble for this. I went back to my hometown back in 93, 94, back to Havre de Grace, Maryland in 94, and I did a comedy show. And I was talking just about going to meet family members you haven't seen before, and I was like, I met this one side of our family, and they were so dark, their picture came out looking like a negative. And after the show, I won't mention the person's name, but they fussed at me for talking about black people. They said, we got enough going against us. We don't need you up here talking about dark-skinned people. Not to mention if they got in their car, the oil light would come on. But that's what they said. They don't need people up here talking about dark-skinned people. It behooves me that you come to a comedy show and you fuss at the comedian for talking about stupid stuff. What do you think was going to happen? Somebody help me.
Clearly they came to the comedy show for more than just laughs. Probably not where they should have been. They should have probably been across the street doing some other form of activism. But I digress, bro. Listen, we appreciate y'all tuning in with us, man. Yeah, like my partner said, our more refined show tomorrow. Well, we'll be on a more regimented schedule, and we'll talk with our inside voices, and we'll appear to be these remarkable, well-polished guys that...
You say our inside voices?
Well, you know, that we really are. So with that being said, we out here. Oh, go ahead. You had something?
I forgot. I got to give a shout-out to the Queen Mother, my wife, my daughter, Fighter Share Nation. I almost forgot. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And there you have it. That's it. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad place. I'll be dressed up, looking good as always. Fighter Share Nation, spread the love out there. It's tough. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Spreading something. What was love?